Google's Bard AI chatbot is getting better at understanding YouTube videos. Formula One hopes AI will help it figure out if a car breaks track limits. And Zelda Ocarina of Time reimagined in the style of Studio Ghibli. It's Friday, November 24th, and this is Engadget Today. The latest tech news with a bit of tranquility with your morning coffee. Google has updated the Bard AI chatbot so you can have deeper and more meaningful conversations with it when it comes to YouTube videos. In its most recent experiment update log, the company has announced that it has expanded the capabilities of Bard's YouTube extension so that when it's enabled, the generative AI can understand some video content. For example, Google said you'd be able to ask Bard how many eggs were used in a video for an olive oil cake recipe. As Android Authority suggested, you'll also likely be able to ask it for the name of specific tools in DIY videos. For food reviews, Bard may be able to tell you where certain restaurants discussed in videos are located, or where a specific cuisine came from. Bard first gained the ability to pull data from YouTube in September after an update that integrates it with other Google products, including Docs, Maps, Lens, Flights, and Hotels. It couldn't parse a video's contents, however, and could not answer detailed questions about it. Google said it rolled out this update because it heard you want deeper engagement with YouTube videos. It also said that it has just taken the first steps in Bard's ability to understand YouTube videos, which indicates that the technology could better analyze videos on the platform in the future. To be able to chat with Bard about YouTube videos, you'll have to enable the YouTube extension on the chatbot's web portal. The margin of success in Formula One often comes down to tiny measurements of time and distance. Drivers know the exact lines to take at corners for optimal lap times. Sometimes, though, racers will go out of bounds as they try to gain an advantage. To help officials check whether a car's wheels entirely cross the white boundary line, F1 will test an AI system. The motorsports governing body, the FIA, says it will employ computer vision tech at the season-closing Abu Dhabi Grand Prix this weekend. This approach uses shape analysis to determine the number of pixels that cross the line at the edge of the track. The FIA doesn't plan to fully automate reviews of track limits breaches for the time being. Rather, it wants to significantly reduce the number of potential rule violations that are sent to officials for manual review. As Reuters notes, July's Austrian Grand Prix saw 4 people having to review around 1,200 potential violations. After some track limit violations went unpunished in October's U.S. Grand Prix, officials acknowledged they'd have to find a new approach. Enter computer vision. The FIA hopes to reduce the number of possible infringements that officials manually review to around 50 per race. And while the FIA won't rely entirely on artificial intelligence to make race calls anytime soon, F1 officials expect that to happen eventually. A YouTuber named Arwan Link recreated Castletown from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time as a Studio Ghibli film and released a digital short to show off their efforts. This is to celebrate the game's 25th anniversary, and the YouTuber made the environment and characters in Unreal Engine 5, putting in over 600 hours of work to complete the project. It was a one-person job, aside from the music, as reported by Eurogamer. It's got a gorgeous opening cinematic in the style of, you guessed it, Studio Ghibli, which is followed up by gameplay in Castletown. The gameplay recalls Wind Waker, obviously, and even newer cel-shaded Zelda titles like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. There are Gorons, Gerudo, Hylians aplenty, and, oddly, some ladies who look pulled straight from the Renaissance. The big bad himself, Ganondorf, also shows up. The gameplay looks a bit choppy, but it's still extremely impressive. There are dozens upon dozens of NPCs just about everywhere, many more than would be present in an actual Zelda game. The music is on point, and it just looks, well, cute and fun to explore, like a Zelda title should. This project comes just a couple of weeks after the official announcement of a live-action Zelda movie. Some fans were a bit displeased with the whole idea of a live-action film at all, as animation seems to be the best way to do the story and characters justice, particularly something that draws from Studio Ghibli. Still, we'll see when the film releases if director Wes Ball from the Maze Runner films can pull a cuckoo out of the hat. Thanks for listening. If you have a moment, rate and subscribe wherever you listen. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributors Mariella Moon, Chris Holt, and Lawrence Bonk, and was produced by Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back Monday with more.